Hi guys, and thank you so much for joining me again for today's video. I'm super excited about today's video. We're going to be talking about attractive traits. Now, that's not just in, what you look for in a romantic relationship, but attractive traits in general. So what I look for in friends, people I like to surround myself with, and co-workers at work as well. So literally just things that make me want to be closer to someone. So we're gonna delve right into it, and here we go. So the number one trait that I really get attracted to, and I love being around people that have it, is ambition. Ambition is so attractive for so many reasons. One, how cool is it that people who are ambitious are typically passionate about something or multiple things, and they're actually doing something about it. So if they're passionate about traveling, they're actually making it work. If they're passionate about painting or getting into the arts, they're doing something about it and they're actually incorporating it into their lives. If they're passionate about medicine, then they're either on track to become a doctor, or they're actually, reading medical articles and still, up to date in that realm. I think it's super cool when I meet people who have this ambition and this goal. How cool is it that there are people out here in the world that when they wake up in the morning, they want to achieve something greater than just themselves, or they want to actually go after something that might be unconventional, it might be conventional, but regardless, it's something that's coming from within and they're putting in the work, the time, the resources, the people to get it done. That is amazing and super cool. Awesome. Now we're gonna go into trait number 2, the ability to have self-control. Now this one, I don't know if it's necessarily a trait or like a personality, whatever have you, but I think it's super cool when someone has the ability to control themselves or actually not necessarily fall into temptation, if that makes sense. So let's say someone is out and about and they're hanging out with friends, and let's say, their friends are drinking and having a good time, and there's nothing wrong with that, but maybe they themselves don't want to drink, or maybe they're like, I want to, maybe drink a little bit less, and they're actually able to do that. It's hard. They're literally in a space where everyone else is drinking, but I think it's so cool if they're able to, control themselves for something that they might be tempted to do, but they don't do it for maybe a bigger goal that they have in mind or something that they want to achieve for themselves. Another thing with the ability to have self-control is it really, to me at least when I see it, it really shows me that that person has a bigger picture in mind. So like when they are going into a situation, they're not necessarily, and this could be taken either way, but they're not necessarily in the moment 24/7, but they're also thinking about long term, like what are they doing right now that could affect their tomorrow or their future. So quick example for me, that's how I am with food. I'm a huge foodie, so if anyone knows me, I love good tasting food and I will never compromise flavor. But I'm pretty much like that when it comes to food. Like sometimes I'll get tempted to have, chocolate or things like that, but I'll find healthier alternatives, or I'll just genuinely control myself in those situations. And I'm proud of that. It's a good feeling to know that we're able to control our desires and our temptations and then indulge in them when we want to and we feel like it wouldn't actually have a negative impact on us. The third trait that I find super attractive, and it's probably the most important for me, so you would think it was the first two, but this one it actually is inclusiveness. Someone who is inclusive of other people is so attractive. Can we get an amen? Let me tell you, bosses, co-workers, people, friends, strangers, people that have this trait, whether I know them or not, I am automatically just drawn to that. So why I like people who are inclusive? Because one, they make you feel comfortable. That's amazing when you're in a big crowd or you're in a big space and you know that you can feel comfortable around someone or a group of people is one of the best feelings in the world. Or if you're able to make someone else feel comfortable, that to me is a huge superpower in its own. Another thing with being inclusive is you get to meet so many people. Imagine if we were able to not judge people based off of how they come off or what we may have heard of them, and actually give them a chance to shine bright and be themselves. We could probably make so many friends, meet so many cool people, and actually be part of so many groups that we otherwise wouldn't have been, you know, exposed to. So I think there's so many perks to being inclusive, and there's so many ways to be inclusive, and I'll probably have to make another video about that. But I think, you know, getting out of our comfort zone, and even when other people get out of their comfort zone, you know, to interact with us or make us feel that, you know, we are able to be in a room and be how we are, I think is super, super cool. So yeah, those are just a few traits that I find super attractive, and as I said, it always just draws me into people. But there's many traits, you know, that, you know, can bring you closer to someone. Now, why I think it's important to talk about traits that we're attracted to, or traits that, you know, we might want to mimic ourselves, so we're drawn to people that have them, is because if I find that I'm attracted to ambition and I'm attracted to inclusiveness, that also means that a part of me wants to be ambitious and wants to be inclusive. And I really think that who we surround ourselves with is a direct impact in how we end up becoming as a person. If we're around people who gossip, or if we're around people who are, you know, not ambitious and don't necessarily have, you know, goals that they want to achieve, the likelihood of us becoming like that is really high. And if that's something that you're okay with, that's totally fine. But again, for someone like me, I think it's super important to surround myself with people who I, you know, strive to be like, or people who inspire me, or people who make me feel amazing, and vice versa. I think it's an amazing thing to have a great circle of friends, co-workers, family members, just people that you're around. So I hope you guys liked this video, and if you have traits that you look for in a friend, or, you know, circle of friends, please add that in the comments below. I wanted to kind of get out of the traditional, they have to be nice, they have to be loving, they have to not be mean, because those for me, like, are pretty obvious. Like, I don't want to be around mean people, I don't want to be around bullies. But so yeah, so that's why I chose the 3 that I chose. And yeah, I'm excited to continue this, you know, community with you guys. This is something I'm really passionate about, which is just sharing, you know, my thoughts and opinions and stories, and also hearing all of yours. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and even better week, and I will see you next week.